Now the method of adding linked properties which are linked to sheet is also almost similar. The only difference is in this case you need to use the current sheet. So again, go to Node and now select the linked property. And instead of selecting model found here, simply select current document. Now this will let you select properties of your current document, which is this sheet. So select current document and now here just go to the drop down and select the property that you want to insert. Now the first property that I want to insert here is, well, date. So I'll just select short date here and that's going to add date in this format. So that's day, month and year. It just depends on your country as well, and the format will be slightly different for you. Also, we can use other format like this long date if you want to include the month as well. Well, in this case, the short date will just make more sense. So I'll just select the short date, click OK, and I'll add it here once again without any leader. So that's right about here. It's added. Now, the next thing is a scale. So press escape, go to Node and linked property, current document, and the sheet scale, which is right here, sheet scale. It is set to 1:2. So click OK. And the scale is 1:2. So again, without leader, that's about here. And click outside. Just press escape, go to Node again, and we'll add the sheet number. Now to do that, I'll simply go to Node here, and I'm not going to start with link property. I'll simply select this point right here, and I'm going to start typing sheet. Now this is sheet 1 of X number of sheets. So here, instead of typing a number, now I'll select this linked property, and now I'll select, well, the current sheet number, which is this option right here, current sheet, which is 1. All right, now type of, and here we'll select the total sheet. So again, go to link property and now select total sheets. Currently, we just have one sheet here, so it will show 1 of 1. But if you add more sheets, this will automatically update. So click OK, and that's added, sheet 1 of 1. Now here we just need to add finally the drawing sheet size. And for that, I'll go to Node again and linked property, and I'll select template size, which is NCB, as you can see here. Now I'll select no leader and I'll add it right about here. Now this is really very small, so I'll just make it, well, quite big actually. So 0.5. All right, and just click outside and I'll just move it like so. Now you can also add the name of your part file as well as its description right here, and that we can extract directly from our part file. So let's just do that. So I'll go to Node, and once again, I'll use the same method. So I'll go to link property, and now I'll select model found here, and we'll use the same model which we used test part, which is, so I'll go to this one, and here I'll select file name, click OK, and that should be added here without any leader right about here. That's test part, and then here goes the description. So press escape, go to Node, and finally click on linked property and add the description. Now, I just forgot to change the model because this is the description extracted from the model. So select model found here, drawing view specified in sheet properties, and now select description. Click OK, and the description is here. So again, without this, here goes the description, and just click outside. And here we have the final title block. Now, if you want to change properties in this title block, for example, size of text or anything else, you can simply double click and change any of these properties. But for now, I think everything is all set and I'm not required to change any other property. So with that, my title block is set. Now, the only thing that we may need to add here is the copyright block or the copyright information. Now, if you want to add it somewhere here, you can still make another line, or you can directly add the copyright info or other details right here in the drawing or anywhere else if you want. In this case, I'll leave that option too. And with that, we can now exit out of this sheet mode. Here we are. Now, when you exit out of this sheet mode, you'll notice that it is still showing the properties of this drawing which we inserted, but we don't need to do that. You can simply delete this drawing or this view completely. So here I'll select it and delete it. Now, if I refresh it, well, everything else will simply disappear. It will only show the properties of your current sheet and nothing else. But that doesn't mean the properties are gone. If you add a new part, it will automatically insert the properties from that part if it is already defined. So Let's now save it as a template. But before we save it as a template, there is one more thing that I want to change here, and that's in the drawing option. So I'll go to drawing, and here I'll select predefined views. Now consider a situation where we always add some predefined views from our part. For example, the front view, top view, right, and isometric. If that's the case, then you can directly define the views, and once you open a part in drawing, it will automatically show those views. And that's what we are going to do. So I'll go to predefined view, and I'll start with the primary view right here. All right, then I'll click on projected, and I'll add the top view. Again, I'll select this view, and I'll select the projected view here on the right side. And again, I'll select this view, and I'll add the projected view right here. Now I'll press escape. Now these are all the 4 views. Let's just select this one. This is isometric, and I'll change its style to shaded. Click OK. Also, maybe we'll just move this view slightly here. Isometric view somewhere about here. This one maybe here. And well, these are some of the views that we created. Now it may not look like much because, well, we are just adding empty views, but once we use it in a drawing, it will automatically populate it along with all the other information. But before we do that, we need to save it as a template. Let's do that. So I'll go to File, and I'll select Save As option. In this case, save to this PC. And from here, select DRW option, which is Drawing Templates. Now we already have this drawing template. Let's just call it SourceCAD template. And I'm saving it in the default location. So with that, simply save it, and we are done. Now we have a template saved, and whenever required, you can use this template for your drawing. So we can just close it now, and we can also close this drawing. And now let's go to a completely new drawing. So I'll go to this template folder, and right here, I'm going to select this pipe bracket drawing, which is inside the template folder. So double click and open it. There we are, we've got the pipe bracket. Now in this pipe bracket, we already have the properties defined. So if you go to File and Properties, you'll notice that some of these properties are already defined, just like our previous example. And now we'll take advantage of this. So if I go to New, Make Drawing from Part, and here it will show, well, the template which we created, SourceCAD template. Now click OK. This will happen. It will not only populate the title block with all the information, but it will also add the views, the dummy views which we created. And it will not only just add it, but also add the visual styles here and all the information that we required. Now there are few things that we can still change here. For example, here the checked option is just overflowing. So if you want to change it, you can right click and select Edit Sheet Format. And here you can just select the text, double click it, and just move it inside simply by moving this Fit Text option just like that. And then click outside. This just fits properly. If you want to change the size of this text, well, you can just double click and you can change the size from here. So maybe 0.3 and press enter, and then click outside and place it like so. You can still make all these small changes. Once done, exit out of this, and that's just not going to affect your main template. And we have this complete drawing. Now you can start adding annotations and so on. Currently, we have it here as just one single sheet, and that's the only sheet added. But if you want to add a new sheet, you can click on this Add Sheet option. Now, once again, it is going to prompt you for a sheet that you want to use. So you can just select a sheet that you want to use from this list and click Apply Changes. Now we have a completely new sheet with completely new title block. That's the default one, which it is using. But if you go to the main sheet and refresh it here using this rebuild option, you'll notice that this option will also change. Now it is showing sheet 1 of 2 because we have 2 sheets here. So that's how this is going to update automatically.